Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Face the Truth. This episode is sponsored by WACOM, WACOM.com. If you're an artist and into digital painting, as well as high quality, then you want the best. And WACOM is just that. They're the best. So try it out. I'm sure by now many of you who follow my work and this here podcast know that I'm a huge fan of comedy. I'm a genuine fan of the Kill Tony show and just bought tickets for the Chicago show in June. Stand-up comedy is an art form that I love and respect. It's hard work and takes a lot of mental strength and energy. I can't wait for the show. I've got a little over a month to prepare. I'm going to work on 1 minute of comedy, write it again, and practice until I have it down, and then hope my name gets pulled out of the bucket. I understand how difficult it is and realize that being that this would be my very first time trying stand-up, that I'll probably most definitely bomb. But that's okay. I don't have any delusions that I'm going to become a stand-up comedian or anything like that. I just love it and want to at least try it. And what better place than the Kill Tony show? My guest this week is the drummer for the Kill Tony band. He's a hilarious stand-up comedian, such a nice guy, and I really just had a blast talking with him. Without any more jibber-jabber from me, please welcome Joel Jimenez.
Here to defend his throne. He's undefeated on this show, all times in Mexican drum offs. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Joelberg. Wow!
I mean,
Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
in all fairness, it's still close in my eyes.
He's that guy, dude. He's fucking. He's all about the presentation, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fun. So, I'm ready whenever you are, man.
Yeah. Fuck it. There's nothing to it but to do it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Hey,
Yeah.
I really appreciate you doing this. I'm just, it's funny because for me in my work, what I do is, I'm in my studio all day, drawing, painting, working on deadlines, and I used to be in punk rock bands and everything, and so I'm like really into the music stuff. But after a while, I started getting more into listening to like podcasts and different things like while I'm working.
Sure.
But not even just that, but like stand up in general, because I just love stand up. When I came upon the whole Kill Tony thing, it was like the best thing in the world for me because it keeps my mind so entertained while I'm sitting there working on deadlines. So I just like once I discovered it, I just went way back and just started watching all of them. Just like while I'm working. It's the funniest fucking show ever. It's awesome, man.
Oh, thanks, man. That's similar, man. I grew up playing in punk bands, and at a certain point there was like a weird sort of. I started working at this skate park, and after a while, like music, I just got sick of listening to it. As dumb as that sounds, like, and I would prefer listening to people talk, and so I got into the whole. There's so many podcasts that I went back and just went through the whole catalog. Yeah. So I that's the best, dude. That's my favorite compliments. Like when people tell me that we get them through their work day or they've been going through like rough times and that we bring them laughs and stuff. I enjoy that
dude.
a lot.
It's awesome, man. I mean, even like today, I listened to your guys' episode from last night. And took my dog for a nice long walk and just listened to it while I was walking. So I didn't really see it, but I was just listening to it.
Yeah, that's cool. Where are you based out of?
Chicago.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome.
Yeah. It's so cool. That one of the things too. I know that. Well, maybe I should just for people that don't know, explain a little bit. But obviously, you do comedy. You're an amazing drummer. Your drumming stuff just. Thank you. Just so funny to me. I'll talk about that in a second, but
okay.
But what I love about the Kill Tony show, and again, you already know everything about it, but just basically the whole idea that it gives comedians a chance for 1 minute to, if they get their name picked out of a bucket, they get to go up in the Comedy Store, do 1 minute, and sometimes they're good and everyone's blown away.
Yeah.
But then the best part is the times when I think it's the best time is when it's like that guy last night at the very end, the last dude.
Oh yeah. That was great.
What the hell was happening with the guy? It almost seemed like a setup, like, because it was so like, what is?
It's weird, man. It's I don't know. I guess it just shows you like people's self-awareness levels. Like, I mean, we are this sort of like this bubble that we're all used to the language of the show. We're all sitting back, we're watching, we know like how to do what we do. But then these like beings come in and like maybe have never heard of it or like sign up on a whim, and like that's what makes it so cool, man. It's always
you
different.
never know what's going to go on, and that's what's funny is I love like when you guys like will rip into people, and sometimes it's just like you want to get those guys off the stage so the next person can come up, but like I can't remember.
Jeremiah's good at that. He's like, all right, let's move it.
I remember the one you guys did. It was I think it was when you guys were in Detroit, and there was like you had some rapper guy as a guest on there.
Yeah, Danny Brown. Yeah,
Danny. Yeah. And he was so annoying.
Oh, great! I love him.
Yeah, but it was just funny. It was funny because it was just a couple of those things where you could tell Jeremiah was like doing his like, okay, let's keep going. But it was just one of those things where that's what's great about the show is you never know the direction it's going to go or what's going to happen. That's why I love it so much.
For sure.
But,
I mean, tell me about it, dude. I'll be sitting there having a good time, and then all of a sudden someone's a drum teacher or something, and I'm like, oh, great, here we go. It's on, dude.
Dude, that's the funniest thing too. So, I want to go back a little bit because I want to know some about how do you get started with this. But sure. I do know that you, I think you did a minute yourself, right? Is that when you were first discovered by everybody, or? I think I remember seeing that or something.
Yeah, it's a little longer story than that. So let me see where I start this. So I started stand-up in 2011, and I would see Pat Regan around at open mics all the time. And so like you're just hanging out with these people while you're waiting to go up. Yeah. And it had been years since I played drums. I don't know how long it had been, but I was over the music thing. I didn't want to be in bands or anything. I was done with it. I liked stand-up because you could just show up on your own, do your set, go home. You didn't have to like wait for your bass player who's a half hour away and you go on in 10 and the stress of all that. And so I met Pat, and then eventually I just went up to him one day and was like, hey, I hear drums to all your songs in my head. If you ever want a drummer, if you ever want to do a full band, hit me up. Here's my number. And then I think a year went by. He called me up. They had got in a studio, and I went to jam with them. And then we started the Baby Boys. So that was the band that we were in together. We did a record that's on Spotify called Pat Regan and the Baby Boys. And then started playing shows and did a few like music video things. And then I guess what happened was Pat had this like great set at Roast Battle, which is a show at the Comedy Store on Tuesday nights. And I guess Tony was there, and somehow Tony got a CD of Pat's and like actually listened to it. Like, he didn't just like use it as a coaster or whatever. Yeah. And so then I think he invited Pat to be the band leader on the show. 'Cause I think Tony was just always looking for ways to like push the show and like do something different. And so he had Pat come. I didn't have a license at the time. I didn't get my license till I was like 30. And so I had never really gone to the store because it was just like a trek. And so I started rolling with Pat too. We started doing weird bits at Roast Battle, and I would wear beards and play a snare drum during his songs. And then I didn't have a drum set small enough to fit in the belly room. We used to be up in the belly room. And so one day I was at a thrift store and I found a little kid's bass drum for like $30. And it was like maybe 16-inch bass drum. And I bought it and I called him and I was like, hey, I got a bass drum small enough to fit up there. And he's like, all right. He's like, come down this Monday. So actually I I think I would just roll with him to kill Tony a few times and throw my name in the bucket. And I did get up and did a minute before all of this, but so Tony kind of met me then, so they were a little more welcoming about me like coming in to play drums and stuff. And then set up my drum set, dude, and I immediately like put my claws in the ground. It was like, I'm never leaving. This is like the best. I forced my way into the show.
That's awesome, man.
I wanted it so bad, dude. It was like, and yeah, I just went for it, dude.
It's awesome, man. But I love the dynamic of it, of you on the drums, and just the little rim shots here and there. There's so much character that comes into it, but then just like the, you know, you never know what you're gonna say, what Jeremiah's gonna say, and that's what makes it so hilarious. And the best part is when you guys make Tony die laughing.
Oh my god, that's
my
favorite, dude. Yeah. I like when he does this. I like It's like, I mean, it's like, dude, making it's like I don't know. It's like, this is not a good analogy because but like just you know, pleasing the CEO, you know, pleasing the boss, you know, like also just showing that you can pull your own weight and that you really are committed to this thing. Yeah. I used to not have a microphone, and so like I would like think of stuff and sort of I would tell Pat to say certain things that I thought of because I was too scared. Oh, okay. But it wouldn't like work because it wasn't his voice, you know, it was coming from my whatever. So one day Pat turns around and he's like, you should say it. And I got up and said it, and then like that started the whole thing, like me getting up and like grabbing the mic. And then I think on episode 2, I know exactly the episode. It was episode 200. They gave me my own microphone, and I was like, wow, like that's awesome. We're in this, you know. Well,
yeah, and you got like, you know, you've developed enough of your own characters too that it's just hilarious especially when you guys start repeating them. And you know what? I'm sorry, I kind of got all over the place.
That's okay.
But basically, again, I'm going to try to explain this real quick, is that it's a comedian show at the Comedy Store where, you know, aspiring comedians, if they want, they can put their name in the bucket. If they get picked, they go up. And then basically you guys talk to them, sometimes roast them. And every single week you guys, the band, come as different characters, and nobody knows who you guys are going to be. Yeah. And you guys just come out and stay committed full on to those characters. And it's the funniest thing. And it's great because you guys can like basically almost get away with certain things that you wouldn't be able to if you weren't in character. Oh my God. And, it's like a sneaky way to like, you know, be funny again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it seems like, God, so many things. It's just in comedy right now too. It's in the art world as well, but with comedy, it's like I get this feeling like everyone's like walking on eggshells all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
interesting. You feel that in the art world? That's weird. I'm not in that sort of like world. But how does that?
Well,
work?
Just, you know, you just gotta be. It's just the whole. Everyone's just have to be so careful right now not to offend. Everything's offensive, and everyone's just like, oh no, you called her a her before you asked if she was a her, and you're like, Jesus, I just was talking. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that there's no respect for people and how they feel, but it's like we can relax a little bit. we can kind of, like, I just saw Tom Segura the other night actually here in Chicago, and so his new hour is hilarious, but he kind of went on about some of that stuff, and it was so spot on. Yeah. But I get the sense, you know, just in comedy, it seems like people are like afraid in a way. But I don't get the vibe from Kill Tony. I get like, you guys just go full speed ahead and kind of just say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yeah, I think we're taking like the South Park method, where it's like you either make fun of everybody or nobody. It's like we're that, and then you know, it's like we've always been crazy. Like they're not gonna find one sound clip because it's like every show we're insane. It's like it's just that's what those guys do, you know. That's just what it is. I think you're right. The characters do help sort of like get away with a lot. Also, man, I hope people know like where our hearts are and that we're not like hateful people, you know, like that's what I would truly, I don't want to like honestly hurt somebody. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But if I have to be evil to be funny, I'm gonna be evil. I was nice once and it backfired, and never again.
Well, that's what's funny about it is like, and that's what I mean is like like, there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things changing in the culture, the whole Me Too thing and everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's good, but at the same time, comedy's supposed to be comedy. You know what I mean? It's funny. And if you don't get it, it's just, what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people are a little bit over careful.
Yeah. I also think it's like lazy and bad comedians that are kind of, giving it a bad like rap. Like there are definitely people who don't have any sort of tact or like whatever, and they can but I hope that we sort of leave some space to maybe like experiment and maybe sometimes miss the mark and not have to apologize for missing the mark, because it is like a craft and we are like figuring it out, it's I don't know, it's interesting. I was just thinking about like the art world. It's like the buyer dictates sort of like what's hot in the art world or whatever. Like you kind of have to like do whatever the market sort of wants. But I bet you don't. You deep inside, you want to do what you want to sort of paint. And
well, yeah. I mean, it's weird. The way that I've experienced it, all this stuff is, again, I have nothing against trying to be respectful to everybody. I'm that way naturally, anyways. But I've noticed just a change just in, because a lot of the stuff I do is caricature illustration type stuff. I do realistic stuff as well, but I've never experienced so many people being so touchy about just the caricature stuff now.
Gotcha.
Where it's like I've been labeled a bully recently by people.
I'm sure people say that about me, dude. I'm sure.
But it's just like they just don't get it. They don't understand the art form,
Yeah.
And you're so mean to this person. And it's like, no, it's actually, I call what I do impressionism in a way. Like it's just like I'm not like, my goal isn't to be mean unless it's like political. Then usually,
yeah.
But who cares? Nobody cares about that. But like when I'm doing a painting of somebody, I'm just drawing an impression of them, or like the one I did. I haven't done one of you, but the one I did of Jeremiah. It's just funny, It's just.
Is it the black and white one?
No, yeah, it's kind of black and white where his face is all like.
Yeah,
like,
that one was cool, man.
Yeah,
I loved it.
But thanks. But it's like, I didn't do that with like any like I'm trying to make the guy feel bad. It's just,
of course,
it's just funny,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's more like what I mean. Like I've just different magazine covers and stuff where in the last couple of years it's like I get hired to draw something or paint something, and they're like, oh wow, can you like pull back way more? And so and then I'm basically come to the point where it's like, oh, you guys want a portrait, like you want a portrait with a little body underneath it.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm no longer doing a caricature for you guys because they're too afraid. But hopefully that it stops, and changes. But and I try to push it too. Like I'm sure, like with comedy, like I try to push it as much as I can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Depends on the client. Some people are really, really touchy, but if I can't, like I've done things before where I did I can't remember which client or which cover it was. Oh, I think it was for the Weekly Standard. I did a Trump, but I painted a vagina on his neck because like it's very clear. But the thing is if you look at Donald Trump's neck, the way the folds are, it totally looks like a vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just like I noticed it while I was drawing and painting him, so I just like took it even further and really.
I mean, it's like it's fun. It's like what do you? I don't know. That's like if you're not allowed to like paint whatever your thoughts are, it's weird. It's like I don't like this. I don't think there's a war on art or whatever. But if I don't know if that's like
I don't really think there's a war on art. I'm just saying in general, like it's just I've noticed like in a lot of different aspects, things are just like I just feel like I have to be so careful. Like I have a teenage daughter too. She's 15 and I can tell that it's influencing her a lot too. Like I don't, just in general. And like so many times I'm just having a normal conversation. It's like, Dad, that is not that's not right.
Yeah.
Like, you're so offensive right now. It's like, what are you talking about? Like
it's funny because I think it is good for the world. Like overall, it's good that these kids are like, they're like really smart. And I think like young people are usually right. But you're her dad, and like she should know where your heart is, and you're not like a hateful.
Oh no, I think it's hilarious. I like to push it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you probably push it with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I sometimes what was I gonna say about that? About pushing stuff. About I've had moments where like I self-censor myself before the joke comes out, where I'm like I wanna go and I don't, and I wish I didn't have that. But maybe it is good to have a little bit of that.
Now, do you besides the Kill Tony show, are you trying to do as much stand-up as you can?
Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, I do it all the time. We just went to Nyack, and so we'll do Kill Tony, and then Tony will have shows, and he'll let us open for him. So
cool.
I got to open for him 4 times this weekend.
That's awesome.
I have a show Friday. I do open mics as much as possible. Like when we're not on the road, I go like 3 to 5 times a week, if not more. We'll just
that's
do
great.
Like crazy runs. I'm always writing stuff. Yeah, that's like the
What's your writing process like? I mean, do you is it one of those things where you just write things down, or do you just think about things in your head and then just experiment with it live?
All of it, dude. I'll try to like. Mitch Hedberg once said that like everyone has the same thoughts that a comedian has, except comedians like grab it and like put it down on paper. So
yeah,
I'll try to write down every sort of thought that I have that I think could be a possible thing. Sometimes I'll get sick of the shit that I'm saying, and I'll just go up and start whatever, like just start talking at open mics and stuff. But record everything, and then I go back and listen to whatever worked, and then I'll transcribe that and like. Yeah.
Do you ever, now that you're obviously probably known from Kill Tony as well when you do your comedy?
A little bit.
Do you ever throw any of the character stuff in there? Like I just jerked it off. I'm
trying. Yeah, I did a little bit of that on.
That's my favorite, man.
Did I do it Saturday? Saturday I did a little bit. Jeremiah really tries to, and Tony, they encourage me to like do that. So my biggest hurdle right now, I think, in stand-up is like having that sort of like Joelberg confidence and stuff in my stand-up, because they are very different. I want them to like come together, man. I want to like, but yeah, I'm definitely trying to figure out how to bridge the two, and I would love to have a good Jack Did It Off bit for sure.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. When did you come up with that? Because that was when you were what character was that?
Jolena. It was Jolena.
Yeah.
I in high school and middle school, like I knew people like that, man. Like I've definitely like hung out with girls like that, with guys like that, like
that said stuff like that. Like I just jacked him off.
Yeah, exactly that. Or like guys, hey fool, she jacked me off, fool. That was crazy, fool. I think the first one I ever heard was this guy was talking about mixing something, and he said, "Yeah, man, we mixed it."
Yeah, we mixed it.
Yeah, mixed it. It was like the first one that I ever heard.
That's funny.
Just like a lot of people that were just like put unnecessary like K's into their words, like I don't know, Crix Mix or like X, a bunch of X, like Crix Mix, and you're like, what? Like, and obviously now it's become a caricature of like what it's like, one of your paintings, but it's like I just like amplified that sort of shit. Yeah.
No, it's good. That's what I love too when you guys bring back the different characters and stuff. But it's like, and going back to what we were saying before, it's so awesome because when you're that character, you can just get away with whatever you want, basically. And I like how it works though, because I like how like when you've got the guy up there or the girl up there, whoever just did their 1 minute, and all of a sudden now they got to deal with Jolena, now they got to deal with like, because it's like.
Shanks.
Yeah, like it's just funny. It's I don't know. That's what's so much fun about that show. It's just like, and I love again just that you guys take Tony by surprise a lot of the times too, which is so funny.
Him and Jeremiah, dude, when they're like going at each other, it's so funny, dude.
He gets pissed off sometimes. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but I sit back and I'm like, oh my god. Like sometimes I'm like, is Jeremiah about to say what he's gonna say, and then he'll do it, and then it's like, oh fuck. But
but there's a couple times where he like it seems like Tony wants to keep going on, and Jeremiah won't let it go. He just keeps saying, that's the best, man.
Man, yeah, they're so funny, dude. I love those guys. But it's funny, yeah, and it's like I guess that's what it is. It's like it gives you this extra layer of confidence. I mean, like when Jeremiah's Shanks and he like tells somebody, "Yo, you's a bitch," like he'll like look him in the eyes and call him a bitch or whatever. It's like I don't know, whatever. Or like Jolena just being like, "Hey, you ain't funny, fool. You're not funny, man." Whatever. But I do like that.
That's got to be strange. I mean, because that's another element of the whole idea is that you're saying this stuff to these people and you don't know exactly like where their head's at or how they're gonna react to something.
I think about that a lot, dude.
It's crazy.
But I can't like I just can't. I don't know. I feel for them. I've had people tell me that like they'll be driving and they'll have a flashback to their time on the show, and I was like, Jesus, like we don't want to do that to people. But it's like, but I'm not gonna like censor myself. Like, I say this. I'm so uncomfortable. I've been so uncomfortable and sort of like had a lot of self-doubt in my regular life that I refuse to have it like on the show. That is where like I feel the most myself and powerful or whatever, like excited to be there. And so if it's got to be me or you, it's gonna be me and the team, man. We're gonna fucking we gotta rock it till the wheels fall off.
And you guys have some like huge comedians on your show as guests, like obviously you've had Joe Rogan, you've had tons of people. What's her name?
Tiffany
Haddish, which is really funny. Yeah, which is hilarious. But I mean, what's it like when you have to? Is it kind of weird? I'm sure you see these people all the time, but I mean, is it a little bit when you have one like a really big one on there? Is it kind of like a little nerve-wracking to like get in the vibe? Or
they're like stepping into our like territory, so I guess it's like it feels a little bit better. Like if I was a guest on their show, it would be heavier, but they are sort of like stepping into our world. I am definitely talent struck, and I love a lot of these people. Like Kirk Fox last night, like I've been a fan of his forever. And every time he's on, I want to tell him, and I don't. And last night, I finally like told him. I was like, this is like so cool to have you here, and I've gotten to meet a lot of people that I really look up to, and usually they're all so cool, man. Like they're all just like, I don't know. They enjoy doing the show. It's such a circus, man. Like,
I mean, part of what's funny about it is that like, I mean, like the one you did of the fifth anniversary show or whatever.
Yeah.
And you guys were coming out, and Jeremiah was making fun of Joe Rogan right in front of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the best things ever.
Hell yeah. And there's a clip of Joe when it happens. You can see his mouth go, "This better be good."
Oh, shit.
And then I mean Jeremiah. I mean, nobody else could do that.
It's like there probably was so much energy just feeding through that too. Like, once you're there, you're committed to doing this. You were supposed to be doing Tony, right?
I was Tony. Yeah. But it's just that was a very high. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Giggity. It's that was fun too, because he denied that he did that for a long time, and then our buddy Rick pulled up video evidence, and I was like, all right, I got you, Tony. But now he's accepted. It's like so funny. He'll do it himself. But yeah, that night was super heightened, man. Like we had a lot. We were all so excited, and like it was so great. And nerves go a long way, man. Like if you're scared, like I find when I'm I don't know. You just, once they call you out, it's like, you got to go, it's like, and Jeremiah got a professional makeup artist to do his bald cap. And like, he actually like didn't show up until like maybe 3 to 5 minutes before it was time to go out. So like, we're all just like waiting, like he's in the car I didn't know how good it looked, and then he walked in, and we were like, "Holy shit!" Like this.
He's got like elk jerky and shit. Like it's so funny.
The bow and arrow, the tattoos. He got a fucking On It shirt, like kettlebells. Like he wanted to do it right, and he did it. Like it was incredible, dude. That guy, he's awesome.
So I have a question for you about the Tiffany Haddish thing. So she was on like a couple weeks ago or whatever, or like a week ago maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the time before, you guys went behind the curtain. She wanted to see your junk. Did you actually show her your junk?
I mean,
come on, man.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
And did she really take you out for dinner?
No, she didn't take me. She's just being silly. But I don't know. I didn't pursue
Missed opportunity.
I know. It's all right.
No,
No,
I just
yeah.
thought that was so funny, man.
Yeah.
That was a great one. Just the she brought so much energy to that. Just like her whole character.
It was so funny because I didn't know what, like, I go, and so we go to the back, and of course she walks me over to where there's like light, and I was like, she's just like looking at me, and then I was like, are we doing this? And she's like, yeah, and then I just like, yeah, pulled the sock off, and then she walked back out. It was super quick, but yeah.
That is so funny, man.
I mean, what a trippy moment in my life. Like, it's like,
yeah.
I have moments like on the show where I sit and I go like, I've said it on the show. Like, I can't believe, I asked the guys, I'm like, do you guys ever just sit and go like, what is our life? What are we doing? Like, this is so crazy.
I remember you did that. I watched all your, the shows that you did in England and Scotland. And there was a moment where you kind of were just like, I think someone was just like, what's up, dude? And you were just like, I just can't believe we're here.
Yeah. It was in Ireland. I remember that. It was a real trip, dude. Like, it was a real trip being out there, man. Like, also I did Jolena in Ireland. So like to do this sort of like LA centric Mexican, like Chola character in the UK, like it was a real like surreal moment, dude.
How was awesome. Was that the first time you ever went overseas at all?
Yeah, I'd never been to the UK, man. It was incredible, dude. I'm like so grateful. Like, I can't believe it. It was so cool.
Did you guys get to do anything while you're there, or was it mostly just the shows?
Well, the first few days we were good. The guys all got sick. I don't know if you've heard that story. So Tony did it so that we had a day off when we got there, and then a day off at the end of it. So the day that we got there was super cool. Like, I think we went into our hotels, we napped for a bit, then we went out, like, we got coffees, we went to dinner, and then we like just went around and had drinks at pubs and stuff like that. It was awesome, dude. Just a night out. Then like idiots, we thought it'd be funny to go get Shamrock Shakes at McDonald's, so we went and got Shamrock Shakes.
That's funny.
And then then we did the shows, had a blast, dude. And then the night we were leaving Ireland, everybody was sick in the morning. It was crazy.
Yeah, it didn't sound good.
No, it was bad. I luckily got out of it. I had like cramps, but it wasn't like what the guys were going through. It was like they were bad. Like, was
it all food poisoning?
So nobody knows. So it's up in the air. Like, Brian thinks it's food poisoning. Tony thought it was either that or like some sort of virus. Everybody was like Googling and doing research and but so basically Jeremiah's like stomach was messed up. We shared a hotel room, and like he wasn't feeling good, and so we walk out of our door to like walk through the hallway to get out to get our car, and Brian's like so sick, and he's like, dude, I have the worst food poisoning I've ever had in my life. He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's like, I've never seen him like that. And so then we're outside, they're really sick, and Tony comes out and he's like, are any of you guys like really sick too?
Oh my God.
It was him, yeah, and it was rough, man. Now they look back at it and they're like, they should have gone to the hospital, but they fucking pushed through, man. We were like,
I was gonna say, like, the fact that you guys still did the show, and so like that night you had to do a show when you guys were sick.
Yeah, I have photos of them like us like laying on the green room floor, and like It was crazy, dude. They're fucking troopers, man. Like, in my head, there was like never any doubt that like they weren't gonna do the show, because they just like, you sell the tickets, like they, I don't know how the fuck they did it, dude. I was it was crazy. So, I mean, we did it. We got through it.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's not fun. That's not fun. Sorry, I have a year-and-a-half-old baby as well.
Oh, shoot. I got a cat somewhere that's probably going to meow at some point.
Oh, that's all right.
He does this torturous scream, like if I'm, but it's just to let him in, let him out, like do his bidding.
That's funny. That's hilarious. My neighbor at the last apartment, he had this cat. And every time I'd walk up the stairs past his apartment door, you'd hear that it would be like,
yeah,
every single time. And I didn't know what it was for the longest time. And then finally I talked to him. He's like, oh, that's my cat. It's like,
yeah,
I thought it was like an old lady or something. Like, it was.
Oh man, I think they've done studies that like they've like cats, they'll alter their sort of meow to like make you do stuff. Like they'll make you sound like they're like hurting. Like they'll do these blood curdling things just so like you feed them or whatever. But he's funny.
That's hilarious. Say, I heard that you have a really difficult and hard time with spicy things.
Oh, great. Oh, great. Who told you this? Jeremiah did.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. No. Okay, so my mom, like, fucks with me. And, like, I like hot chili, but one day, like, she brought it up to him, like, basically telling him I couldn't take it. And so I think he's just believed it ever since. And now, like, now whenever I eat, I'm just like, I get the hottest one. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. And he teases me about it. But
that's hilarious. Some ghost pepper.
Yeah, he loves that.
So when you guys do the band stuff, I mean, do you guys actually get together and do like band rehearsal?
We do now, yeah.
You have to come up with the songs and stuff. Because that's another part that's. I'm sorry, I was gonna say that's just another part that's really funny, is like just like the music choices sometimes are just another added element to the humor of it too. It's just hilarious.
For sure. No, before we used to just like wing it, and it was like, you know, after a certain point, I like wasn't gonna cut it. So basically, Jeremiah will make a list of songs like he thinks for the characters are good. Then he'll send it out. Him and Chris will kind of they kind of work together more closely, because as long as I know the tempo, I'm usually okay. They have to find the notes and figure it out on the sax and stuff. So I'll sit in and kind of listen to them. If there's any songs I'm unsure of, I'll go through it with them. But yeah, we've started practicing, and we've gotten better from what people say.
No, it's good. It sounds good. I mean, it's just funny. Because I don't know, it just cracks me up when, you know, someone's about to come on stage and all of a sudden you guys are playing like Nirvana or something. It's just. But the funny thing about it is, you guys are. It almost sounds, and hopefully this isn't like offensive. I don't think it would be. It almost sounds like drunk musicians. And like, I think it has to do with, it's like sometimes you guys play the song a little slower or something.
Yeah.
And then Jeremiah's got the saxophone, but the combination of the guitar that's not that loud, and then the drums, and then the saxophone sounds just like, you know, I don't know. It almost, you know, what it reminds me of. You've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know that, like the dead characters that are playing. Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something really funny about the way that you guys will play certain songs. But
good. I hope so. I think it's all good.
But I don't know if that's intended to be. I think it's just the fact that you guys have a saxophone as like the lead.
Yeah.
Is a funny thing.
It's so fun.
You know?
It's hilarious, dude. The fact that he got a saxophone sponsorship, it's like ridiculous. It's so great.
It's awesome too. And you got a sponsorship. You got new drums.
Dude, yeah, Ludwig, man. Such a crazy. That's wild, man.
Oh, that's so awesome, man. And so the one thing I want to talk to you about too is you're obviously I can tell by the way that you drum when you do your drum offs, and it's the funniest thing too when someone challenges, because I'm always like, oh, what's he gonna do, man? Because you kill it, and like sometimes like these guys that come out there as drummers, they're like, yeah, I'm a drummer, and like the guy last night, he's an instructor, and you're watching them. I've been in a lot of bands. I've been in punk bands, punk rock bands, all this kind of stuff, and I've had bands with drummers that are so friggin' good.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's it's really enjoyable, because I know that you're like, I'm curious about what you did when you were in bands, because you're a really good drummer. Is it punk bands or something, like really?
Yeah, I played a lot of punk bands, like I played with like rappers, or I would just do like whatever. Like I was lucky enough in high school to be around like other musicians and stuff. Like all my friends were musicians, and so yeah, I played in like reggae bands, all that stuff. I always joke that like my best skill as a drummer was convincing people I was good at drumming.
You know, it's funny. I've heard a lot of drummers say that. I don't know what that is about that, but no, you're a good drummer, man. I mean, like that's what cracks me up with the whole thing, when someone challenges you, and they're like, oh yeah, I've been drumming since I was 8 years old, and then they go up there and they suck, and you're like, what? Do you not know how to do a drum solo? Like, I think I think about that a lot. Like, okay, couple things. It's hilarious.
One is like it's it's like if they're stepping into the octagon, you know, quote unquote, like they think it's a lot different until like they sit down and they go, oh, I didn't know the lights were this bright, or like you know, that's like our office, so I'm comfortable up there. Like that's my home base. For them, it's completely foreign, so I already have like that advantage. I'm willing to die for the shit. Like I'm like I'd rather die than whatever. And it's like that, and then also, you know, someday someone is gonna be like better than me. Like I'm not, you know, there are these like virtuoso guys out there who are like incredible, you know, and so I really had to like work hard to get the audience on my side, and sort of like there's a lot more that goes into it than just being good. Like
well, it's entertaining. That's what's funny is you
that's
really
right,
push,
yeah.
you push it. You push it's not just about, you know, how awesome you're gonna do a drum solo, but you put so much like character into it, and attitude, and like the weird shit you do when you put your leg over your head and stuff. It's so fun. That's so good. You ever had anyone challenge you to a Mexican mouth drum off?
Meaning like beatboxing?
like beatboxing or
no, I'd decline, dude. I'd say get the fuck out of here, dude.
Like that's not real drumming.
Yeah.
I used to do that in my bands. Not really beatboxing. It's not the same thing, but like I would write a lot of the, like, you know, the guitar riffs and everything, and trying to teach the drummer. And like, no, man, like I'm not.
Gotcha.
I can kind of drum, but I'm not like, you know, I can't do the crazy stuff. I can just do basic.
Yeah.
So then I would end up being like, no, dude, it goes. I'll try to do it if I can do it. But I'd be like, let's just pretend there's a guitar playing, but I'd be like that. And
for sure.
And then I would do like and then I want to.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and stuff like
love
that.
So it's helpful, yeah.
Yeah, and then being, oh, okay, you mean like this? You know.
For sure.
So it's not really beatboxing. It's more like some weird clicking thing I do with my mouth. But but it would definitely be helpful when like you're trying to, like, you know, get everybody on the same board. But
for sure, for song structure and stuff like that, I like it. I'm always like open to all that. Like when I play with Pat, I'm like, just tell me what you want me to play here, and I'll play it. Like, you know.
Speaking of, did you drum on all of their stuff for the record that's coming out?
No, I'm on, I think, like 3 songs. It was like a huge collaboration, man. That shit's like 20 something tracks. Like we got so much, like so many friends on it, and like a lot of surprises, a lot of cool shit. I can't wait for people to hear it.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be awesome, man.
It's good, dude.
I've seen a couple of when I talked with Jeremiah, I played on that episode. I actually played a couple of the videos. But that one with Pauly Shore is so freaking good.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Yeah, the record is like, man, it's been a long time coming, so I'm really proud of those guys. I'm really happy that it's like that they found a home at Comedy Dynamics, and that it's just such a like love fest of everybody. Everybody's like somehow helped out and like reached in to help, you know. Tony and Brian doing a cameo in that video, and it's great. We got people from the goddamn Comedy Jam. So it's great. A lot of great musicians, man. Like it's
cool, man. I'm surprised too. Not really surprised, but just the quality of the videos too are just so good. That Dude. I mean, they're like full on music videos, and I know that's what they're supposed to be, but just that it's. I mean, I guess you can just see how much passion was put into it. You know, there's definitely a lot of work.
A lot of like talented friends, man. Like, you know, you call in all the favors when it's time to like really do it, and that's been the coolest thing, man. My whole life, I've kind of like always like sort of followed my dreams and been pursuing creative endeavors, and for a long time, it felt like I was always like the most dedicated one in whatever group I was in, and that's like, I don't know, maybe other people feel different, but now I'm like in a group where everyone is the most dedicated member, and like now we're all together, sort of like everyone's achieving and like going for their dreams, and it's such a cool like positive group to be around. And
that's what's great, like just the, you know, I get that sense too when I listen to Kill Tony, just like because you guys bust each other's balls as well. But I love it's always great when you say something and everyone's giving you the Joelberg, you know, Joelberg, and it's always really funny. But what's cracking me up too is that like when when they purposely are like, oh, you missed it, you missed a joke, you missed any more, like what was it, like if it was 10 bombs, you're gonna get a tattoo on your face or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But that is hilarious in itself, just because it's just like it almost gets to the point where they're purposely like picking on you in a way.
It's so fun. It's
hilarious.
I always like
try.
Yeah. It's like, they want the best, dude. They like, it's the Marines, I mean, no disrespect to the Marines, but like comedically, it's like, I always joke about Bane, like being raised in the darkness. It's like, we're training in this fucking Gladiatorville. And it's,
good.
Fear, a lot of fear, and sort of like rising above it. And like, what are you made of sort of shit,
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot of magic that's going on with what you guys are doing. It's pretty awesome. You're about to do like a tour, right? All summer.
Yeah, they got a bunch of crazy dates, man. So we'll see. It's gonna be fun, man. The show, since it's just been like getting bigger and bigger every year. It's
you
like,
guys got to come to Chicago.
I would love to.
There's
man.
You guys are. I think you're going to Appleton though, right?
Okay,
Wisconsin?
Appleton, Wisconsin. Is that nearby?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I don't have a map.
I was thinking of trying to go to that one just to check it out. Appleton is like maybe like a 3-hour drive from Chicago.
Okay, cool.
It's not so bad. It's a small.
Yeah, I've never been, man. I've never been to Chicago. That's been the other thing, man. I didn't really like travel till my 20s, and now to be able to like have seen a bunch of stuff because of comedy and stuff, it's been awesome. Amazing, dude. Yeah, I buy me and Jeremiah get magnets for our moms when we're on the road. So like we always stop and like grab a magnet, and so like my mom's fridge is like looking pretty nice. I hope to keep adding. Yeah, I hope there's not enough space at some point.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you, man. That is a great feeling. I mean, like I grew up in North Wisconsin, and it's just like, I don't know. It's a great place. I love it, but there's a lot of things about it, like where I grew up, that is just so foreign. I mean, that would actually be really funny characters for you guys, actually, North Wisconsin people.
Oh my god.
It's like, they got this, how's it going, up there in the woods, eh? Yeah, they totally. It's like, my family kind of talks like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like to exaggerate it a little bit, but that's kind of what my dad sounds like. He says,
Wow.
And they say, yeah, whoa, stuff like that, like really weird.
I'm fascinated by accents and how like certain regions started talking that way and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
I think with Wisconsin, it's up north Wisconsin, anyways, it was settled a lot by a lot of Finnish and German people.
Okay, interesting.
And so some of the accents almost sound like someone that speaks German, but they're speaking English.
Gotcha.
But yet they can't actually speak German or Finnish.
Gotcha.
They only speak English, but the accent is, it's kind of what it sounds like to me a little bit. Very
That's
Finnish.
Cool.
Like the what's the Muppets, where they're like the
Swedish. Swedish.
Yeah. It's kind of like that a little bit. I mean, I'm exaggerating it, but I'm sure. Have you guys got anything booked for Minneapolis or Minnesota or anything like that?
I think that might be on there. I'm not sure.
That might be. That's there. You'll have some of those accents.
You know what's fucking cool about it? It's just like those people that are like in these sort of outskirt places are so cool because they're so excited that you're there, and like, it's just cool, man. They're so appreciative, and like it's just crazy to have people know your name in another city.
Oh yeah,
man.
It is weird.
It's awesome.
That just reminded me what I was trying to say was that. So me growing up there, it was really strange because I never had gone anywhere my entire life. I never saw the ocean. I never, I never flew in an airplane, never did anything. Just like grew up in the middle of nowhere in North Wisconsin. And, but basically for me, it was just hunting and fishing and then spending a lot of time by myself drawing. I mean, that was pretty much all. Wow. And then when I started getting successful with my work, I started getting all these opportunities. But before that, when I was in bands, I was in bands that signed up to a bunch of different labels. And so I spent about 5 years just touring. So it was like the first time. So it's like really cool. Like we were saying, like when your art can kind of bring you places and do. I know. It's so surreal. I remember I moved to Chicago, and this band from LA, they relocated to Chicago,
Okay.
And I was in like this other band, and the guy in from the band that came from LA, I happen to know him from. He was in a band called The Blamed.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe it was him, and I was like, what is he doing in my band practice? This is like so crazy.
Yeah.
And but he somehow knew another guy in our band, and after the practice, he's like, hey man, I really like your guitar playing. Do you wanna be in this other band I have called Left Out? And so I was like, what? So what ended up happening was he had a side band called Left Out, and they already had a couple records, and he gave me a week to learn all the songs from both records.
Gotcha.
And then I got together for one band practice, and he said that if you can do it, first show is in DC, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm on tour.
Like, oh my God!
Like I've never been anywhere before, so all of a sudden I'm like, traveling all over the place, and it's surreal. But it's just awesome, And the same.
Was that hard? Was that hard for you, like mentally, to be like thrown into that?
I was really excited because, like I said,
That's great.
the guy, the band The Blamed. I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but they're like on Tooth and Nail Records and everything.
Okay.
And they, when I was in high school, I used to like dream about being in that band. That particular band.
Yeah.
I'd drive around in my car and just imagine like singing the songs and like
for sure.
And then eventually one day I was playing, I think in somewhere in LA. I can't remember exactly. No, it was Santa Cruz. It was in, and I'm playing in the band.
Damn,
singing those songs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did this even happen? Like,
Yeah, I've had those similar sort of thoughts with Kill Tony, like just thinking like, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then like being able to do it and stuff. It's been crazy. Yeah,
surreal.
Exciting.
That's awesome, man. No, I think it's great, man. You're freaking hilarious. And I just every single week I can't wait to see. I was telling Jeremiah this that it's like I've heard a lot of people saying like, you guys should try it out for Saturday Night Live or stuff like that. But I think the whole Kill Tony show, what you guys are doing, is so much more entertaining and funnier than SNL. And I think really if I don't know if you guys have ever gotten offers from different shows to actually put it like on like some kind of channel or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it almost wouldn't be the same kind of thing, because what you guys are, you have all your own control. You've got your own thing, and there's nothing like it. That's what's really cool about it. It's a very fun, energetic. It's like a living machine. I don't know how else to explain it, but I love
crazy,
it.
Man. Thank you. Yeah, it's I mean, you get to that point where like they need you more than you need them, sort of thing. Like with whoever wants the show or whatever, it's like we're building our own thing where like eventually like people will need us. They'll come to us, But yeah, it would change the whole thing, I think. But I don't know what the future is. I'm all for whatever. I'm just happy to be there, dude.
Oh yeah, it's awesome, man.
Strap me in, dude. I'm fucking I'll go anywhere, dude.
Hey, if you so are you going to be like when you guys tour around in the summer and everything, are you also doing separate comedy shows on that as well?
I'm not sure because I think some of the dates are like back to back to back, so I don't know if they're doing it the same day where they do like a stand-up show and then Kill Tony. Okay. I'm not really sure about the logistics. Luckily, we have a little bit of a break till the 28th of this month, then we do La Jolla, and then I think by then things will have been like worked out and stuff like that.
All right. I'm just asking for myself because I'm thinking like I want to try to make it to that Appleton one, but it'd be cool to see if you guys do other comedy shows when you're there as well. It'd be awesome to see that.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends in Appleton, and it's a really cool town. There's actually this thing, I don't know if you want to bring it up to Tony or whatever. I don't know how you guys do your scheduling, but there's actually this awesome event that happens in the summertime called Mile of Music. And a really good friend of mine, his name is Corey Chisel. He's an amazing musician. He basically started this like show every single year where an entire mile of Appleton, every restaurant, every bar, every it could be like random stores, but basically they have huge bands show up.
Wow, cool.
And they just play everywhere. And all you do is there's like no tickets or anything. You don't have to pay to get in. You just go there and you buy their drinks, you buy the food, and
Gotcha. That's cool.
Appleton just makes millions off of this thing every year.
Oh, that's great.
But that would be an awesome time for you guys to. I mean, I don't know if it could be coordinated or whatever, but when you're there, you should talk to someone about it because, dude, it's a huge. You would have an insane crowd.
Whoa, that's nuts, man.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, awesome,
I don't know.
Dude. I gotta look into that.
Yeah, it's really fun. I think it's in August, so I don't know what your guys' plans are or whatever. But anyways, I want to show you. As I've told you before, we've got like a bunch. I had some people do drawings of you, so I think you think it's funny.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, but before I do that, I gotta read something really quick.
Sure.
This is for anybody. If anybody can answer this question, and by the way, I just did a podcast with Deborah Feingold. She's like a photographer. She's shot photos of Keith Richards and you name it, everybody. Prince. It's amazing. But I asked a question for that one and nobody's responded. I can't believe it. If you win, all I have to do is answer the first question, be the first one to do it, and you win 1 year subscription to Adobe. So
can I I'm just kidding.
Like, come on, it's an easy thing. Answer the question. It's easy. So all you have to do is answer this question and then send your answer to facethetruthpodcast@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it. So the question, you're going to like this one. The question is really simple this time because I don't want to make this too hard on you guys. Which one of my past guests is also a stand-up comedian as well as a musician in the Kill Tony band? Here's a hint. He likes pizza, and his name sounds like Regan Watkins. All right? That's really easy.
Wow.
Let's just see if they can get that one.
Oh, my God. You guys, if you don't do this, you're idiots.
Yeah.
A year of Adobe? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Simple question. Simple question.
Love it.
Jeremiah Watkins, who's probably busy jerking it off.
That's right.
All right, hold on 1 second. Let me. I'm trying to share my screen here, so just let me know if this works.
Cool.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh my God, dude, that's crazy. That's yours? Did you do that one?
No. I didn't do any.
Oh, okay, cool.
I asked fans to do them if they want to, and so this is by Ray Shipman.
Wow.
And I'll send these to you as well if you want
Fuck
a copy.
Yeah, yes, of course. I love my eyebrows in it.
Yeah, I love doing this because it's so much fun getting the guests to see respond for the first time.
I love it, dude. That's so cool.
This one is this is by Ryan Fiddle.
Wow, that's rad, dude. Hell yeah, I love the mustache, man.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Oh my God. That's great, dude. Oh my God.
This is by Asmati Abdullah.
Wow. Damn, dude, that's so cool. I wear that shirt so much. That's so funny.
Yeah, and I think that's a marker drawing. It looks like a marker drawing.
Damn, I wish my neck was that thick, dude.
There's another one.
Oh my God, who are these people? What the fuck?
This is by Carlos Rubio.
Wow, thank you guys. This is dope, dude. Damn. I mean, he even got the little holes in my ear. That's like, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my God, that's cool, man.
This one's by Dominic Zeilinger.
Awesome. I love it. The drums, dude. Hell yeah. I love all the different sort of styles, man.
Oh yeah, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think Dominic is from Austria or Germany.
Oh,
so it's just cool because there's people from all over the world that are submitting these.
Man, my nose is so cool in that. I love it. There's nothing cooler than like seeing like the way other people interpret your face, kind of like it's like or how they are like whatever like artistic liberties they take with your face. It's pretty cool, man.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's cool, dude.
This is by
awesome.
Chuck Bennis.
Wow. Those are so cool. I was so excited about this. Like, let me know whenever you're going to get to the last one, because I'm going to be sad when it's over and I want to prep for that.
I actually don't remember what the last one is.
Okay, all right, that's okay. We'll just be sad together.
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh my fucking god! Are you kidding me? What the hell, dude? That is amazing, dude. That's like fucking, yeah, that's like a damn t-shirt design, dude. That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's
the sock.
Andre Coax did that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice the sock. That's hilarious, man.
Dude, I love it. And the fucking the signature is like the Dead Kennedys logo a little bit at the bottom. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
Damn.
That's really funny.
Wow.
It seems like there's a little bit of Arnold Schwarzenegger in that face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Damn, dude. It's weird because like, yeah, the Ludwig font, like all of that, it's fucking crazy. That I feel like some of these people stalk my Instagram, and I love it.
Yeah, they must have. Yeah,
that's rad.
Like, this one is pretty funny.
This one's got, we put the Arnold face on this one, and then you got a world champion, dude.
This is by Laurent Grissot. Yeah, that got you a little bit ripped there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exactly the way I look. Actually, I think this is a photo, realistic. This is a portrait.
Yeah, there's no exaggerating at all.
No, not at all, dude. I'm ripped. Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Oh man, that's so cool, dude.
Yeah, this one's by Juan Gastelum.
Dude, all the little, I mean, I have like a hole in my lip from like a lip ring when I was a kid, and they have that. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, and this guy actually wrote me because I've been a huge fan of comedy for a long time, and I've like humored the idea of trying it. Like I'd really like to try it at some point, but the thing is I understand how, just from listening to your guys' show, like you're just gonna bomb and like,
yeah, it never stops.
And it's like, and I just hear how many years it takes to like get there, and it's just like I don't have time for that, but I want to do it. You know what I mean? Like, so I've always like humored the idea of like just getting on stage and just trying it at some point.
Yeah, you could do that for sure.
But this guy wrote me, and he's like, you got to try to do a minute with him. And just, you know, like I don't have a minute prepared, you know, because I take like a week to write a minute.
Yeah, well, that's good. That means you have respect for the art form, because some people are just like, saying. Man, I just get up there and talk. It's easy. It's like, get out of here.
No way, dude. No, that is, I get it. I understand it, and I love it. I've actually tried. There was a moment there where I was thinking about going to Detroit when you guys were there.
Yeah.
Because it's not that far from Chicago, and I actually did write a minute for it.
Oh, cool.
But then and it took me like a while. Like I worked, and it's still not good. I still know it's not right, but I was gonna do it. I was gonna go all the way there, and then my wife kind of talked some sense into me, because I was like, I had some crazy deadlines, and then on top of that, she was like, "You're gonna drive all the way there. We're gonna get a hotel. You're going to go to the show, and I have to stay in the hotel with the baby because I have a little baby."
Yeah, it's rough.
And then you might not even get pulled out of the bucket. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You're making more sense. Oh, that was the last one, actually.
That's great. And that's on like actual paper, too.
Yeah, this one's on paper, yep.
Dude, what the hell? I guess when you send me these, can you also like link me somehow to the artists? I'd like to thank them. I mean, I'll thank them here, but that's so cool. If I share it, I want to give them credit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, for sure, I'll totally do that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Dude, that's great.
I'm glad you enjoyed them, man. So yeah, thanks so much for doing this, man. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but do you have anything besides? I mean, obviously, everyone should tune in and watch Kill Tony because it's freaking hilarious. But anything else coming up that you want to plug or anything?
That's it, dude. Just thanks for the support. I mean, Kill Tony's from here till infinity. We're gonna keep doing it, and stand up. I mean, my Instagram, I'm at Mostly Sorry on Instagram. That's where I post sort of like my shows, and that's my favorite sort of social media platform. So yeah, Mostly Sorry. That's where I'm at. Yeah, that's it. Reach out to me. Let me know. You know, whatever. What's good.
Dude. I hope I can see you in Appleton. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be great.
Come see you guys. It'd be really cool.
Yeah. Thanks so
So-
much for having me. And thanks for like
Yeah.
doing that. It's exciting to see yourself drawn and stuff. That was cool.
No, it's awesome, man. I love it every single week. That I've been doing this now for, I think this is the 23rd one.
Damn.
I decided like that I came up with the idea for this. I thought, oh man, it'd be so cool to have people draw my guests and just make it a part of the whole thing, just revealing, get their reaction. And also,
For sure.
the guests are like blown away by it. And then also it gives people a chance to show their artwork and, get it out there. I had one episode though where it was with a friend of mine, an illustrator named Tom Fluharty, and he's like really loved. And I think it was 96 submissions.
Whoa.
It was insane.
That-
And a lot of them were just, you could tell people spent like days and days and days like
Wow.
but we actually only showed like I think 20, and then
Okay.
and then he was nice enough to do a bonus recording with me going through the
Cool.
rest of them, because I can't like spend the whole thing
Of
showing
course.
other people's
Yeah.
drawings.
Yeah.
You
for
know,
sure.
we have to have a conversation.
For sure.
So-
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun idea. But anyways, thank you so much for doing this, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys do next week.
Heck
And
yeah.
hint, hint, you guys should try to do the North Wisconsin accent sometime.
I'll mention
Go
it
out
to
there.
Jeremiah. We'll put it
Go
in the
out there.
books.
That would be hilarious. I don't know if people they'd be like, why would they do these guys? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot of shit where people are like, "Why would they do these guys?" Yeah.
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 awesome.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, thanks so much, dude. Stay in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me know when this is out or whatever.
Yeah, I'll probably have it come out on Monday maybe.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so
Sounds
we'll
good.
see. Cool. All right,
Awesome,
we'll talk
dude.
soon, man.
Heck yeah. Have a great day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.